Yeah, the story was definitely sad. You have a child that you take care of, that she took care of. She raised a child. She raised a daughter that she probably have, like future for her, thinking about the future for the, that's what parents do. But the child to disappear with no trace, just one day like that, disappearing from high school and have no words, not even a letter. It shows that, you know, um, it shows a lot. It means a lot. It means what for me? Sometimes you see, like I said earlier, I have a video on that. Sometimes two women, we can be very hard on each other, and it's kind of sad because that story teach a lot. For some people, they have achieved everything. They have children, they have husband, they have everything. They have probably the perfect marriage, even if I don't believe it 100%, because people in social media pretend a lot. Okay, we know that people pretend a lot. I don't say that everybody has issue in their relationship, but people pretend that everything is perfect, and it's what people do. It's you know, so it doesn't happen to everybody like that, but some people, the majority, and then isn't always happy, happy, pink, pink, you know. But the thing is, what the story is sad. Why? It teaches us that sometimes you have no control over what you have. When people, sometimes you have some women who are talking, yeah, I have my children. You have people making comment on other women like, why don't you have a child now? Why don't you have children? Why don't you this? But aren't you married now? Why? Because for them, maybe they have everything. They have everything. Everything happened for them early, fastly, perfectly. I mean, everything that we have as a Christian, I believe, is from grace of God. We don't have, it's not that because you have it that you deserve it. I don't know how to say that. It's difficult to understand that you have loving parents, who have a child who decide to disappear for no reason because she felt like she was just a stranger. For no reason, she just happened to be a stranger to them. And in fact, it can be true. You know, you have child, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know if tomorrow this same child will love you the same way you love him, if he's a boy, or her, if he's a girl. You don't know what's going to happen. It's blessings when your child loves you back. Usually, girls don't do that, you know, and it wouldn't be surprising if it was a boy, because boy in general, I mean, when they start to become men, especially when they get married, they tend to forget a little bit their family. Yeah, I mean, you see that many times, like, unless they have a very strong connection with, usually, you have some groups, there are ethnic group in Africa, like, when they have daughter, when a girl is born, they celebrate because they know that girls, when they grow on to become a woman, the daughter, they don't leave. They're always there for the parents. And usually men don't always, when they get married, it's about their family, and usually they kind of forget a little bit the parents a little bit. I mean, if you see a man who is married with family coming to see his parent, it shows how much of the love he has for his parent. How much. I know that usually men like their mother, but when they are married, I mean, the husband who is the boy, the man, tend to be more into women family sometimes and be with his family. Okay, so when you have a case of a girl who disappear like that, he really makes you think a lot. But anyway, so it shows you what the Bible say in when you say vanity of vanity, that everything that we have is vanity. You take pride of what you have, you think it's everything. But you know, conceiving, having a child, and all this is a grace of God. Okay, you have women who have conceived and have lost pregnancies many times. You have women who have conceived and gave birth, but they didn't wake up from the procedure. Okay, me, for example, I went to a C-section. It was almost, I will not be alive today because it happened so bad, and it was a very, very bad experience for me. But by the grace of God, I'm here, and my son is very well, doing very well, very fine. There are women that go to give birth, it's not, didn't work. That's why I'm shocked when sometimes some women say, "Oh, you are not really, you didn't really give birth because you had C-section. You didn't push the child in the normal way." But C-section is more dangerous than the normal birthing, and it's not a joke. Sometimes I remember my mom was very concerned about that when they took me to the hospital for the C-section. She didn't want at all that I had a C-section, but the situation was like I had a child late in my age. When most of my friends had their children very early, me, I didn't. I was waiting, and for some reason, I was waiting and waiting because I didn't want to. But you cannot control life. There are women when they simply cannot conceive. It just takes a lot of, we cannot, life is a mystery, okay? And we should have compassion, we should support each other. And then if they cannot conceive, they have to use IVF or um, surrogate mother. It's not easy, okay? And it's very expensive, and it's very stressful and draining emotionally. And then you have women who just decide to adopt, and there is nothing wrong with it. In Africa, we need to make people understand that adopting is nothing wrong. You can have a child that you carry on in your womb who looks like you or feel no connection with you. You heard the story. The child was her child. She raised her, but she said, "I have no connection with them." You have people and family members can be there, but they just feel like, "Okay, I'm here." They just come from probably family gathering, but you still feel like they're like stranger among you. They feel more connected with their friends than their families. It happened. It doesn't. It's just mystery of life. So you have this situation, and you have someone that you carry in your womb. That person doesn't feel the same way. Sometimes you read stories like the father, he has children, and he works so hard for his family, so hard. He tried to build like a business and do everything that he can. And then when things are falling apart, or maybe he's about to die, I don't know, to pass to go to to another life. I mean, to pass away, simply to say. The children say, "You know what? You're going to sell everything that you did." And the father is like, "No, I built that for all my sweat for you." And the children are like, "We don't see anything." Not because I don't talk about the situation when the father's business is really going into difficulties and such, that you can take decision. But when it's just like they don't value the work of the father, they just decide that, "You know what, get rid of it," just easily, not even thinking or trying to, and then you have children who are like, "No, we cannot leave what dad has left. We cannot leave it falling apart. We have to fight and make it an empire." You have children like that. So you have also people who have many children or who have probably some children. and they lose everything. Yes, it's happened in life. You have stories like that. An accident happened. Everyone is gone.